across the oak. Another deal dissolved in smoke. No names spoken, no hands raised, only cold eyes through the haze. The ice surrendered in my glass, like every empire comes to pass. Outside the rain rehearsed goodbye. Inside no one asked me why. The loudest storm soon fades away. Quiet men outlive the day. Wear your scars beneath your coat. Never let the silence choke. Every shadow earns its name, walking slowly through the flame. Pour the night into my soul. Darkness never asks for more. When the last cigar burns low, only the smoke knows where I go. A black cane rested by the chair, like patience waiting patiently there. The dealer smiled with borrowed nerve, not knowing what the calm deserved. Every clock inside the room ticked a little closer to the gloom. Time collects without a sound, leaving kings beneath the ground. Fortune changes with the tide. Character is what survives. Oh, wear your scars beneath your coat. Heavy hearts are built to float. Every promise forged in steel outlives every broken deal. Raise no glass to victory. Nothing good comes free. When the band falls into blue, the night remembers what is true. Protect your name when all that's left is ash and flame. The guitar answered every breath, stretching sorrow into depth. One long note across the room, like flowers growing in the gloom. Beneath your coat, let your actions cast the vote. Every kingdom disappears, lost between forgotten years. Leave the whiskey where it stands. No forgiveness, no demands. When the morning finds this place, it won't remember every face. The chair stays empty, the glass stays warm. The city keeps breathing, the smoke keeps rising. And somewhere beyond the first light, another gentleman keeps his word. like a tailored coat. Every glass held words nobody wrote. A slow flame danced against the wall, like it knew who would rise and fall. The bass rolled deep beneath my feet, keeping time with a tired heartbeat. No one reached before their turn, some lessons only five can learn. A steady eye outlasts the night, a quiet soul outlasts the fight. Let the silence wear the crown, don't waste your breath to bring it down. Every shadow knows my name, I walk too far to feel the flame. Pour the whiskey, dim the light, truth looks better after midnight. When the guitar answers every lie, the night and night are intertwined. The silver lighter sparked once more, like every evening just before. The dealer folded with a sigh, he'd already seen tomorrow's eyes. Rain was carving down the glass, washing away another past. Outside chased another dawn, inside the match stayed on. Fortune leaves without goodbye, character never has to hide. Let the silence wear the crown, the strongest men don't back down. Every promise cut in stone finds its echo when you're alone. Raise no toast for hollow fame, ashes never keep a name. When the final chord hangs low, only the smoke knows where we go. I made peace with empty chairs, with broken clocks and unanswered prayers. Every scar beneath the skin reminds me where I've always been. The guitar cried a single flame, calling me without my name. One long bend into the blue, like the truth breaking slowly through. Let the silence wear the crown, even kings lay their burdens down. Every empire fades from sight, only honor survives the night. Leave my hat beside the glass, let tomorrow become the past. When the first light finds this room, I'll already be another shadow, drifting through the smoke. No speeches, no witnesses, just the weight of old leather, the glow of a dying cigarette, and a gentleman who never needed the last word. A black piano hum beneath the haze, like It remembered better days. The bartender looked, then looked away. Some debts are paid with what you never say. My coat still carried last winter's rain, along with every borrowed pain. A gentleman learns to stand alone long before he earns a throne. The sharpest edge is never seen. It lives between what could have been. Slow your heart, let the silence lead. Power grows from quiet deeds. Every flame will lose its fight, but embers on the longest night. Lift your glass without a toast. The proudest man becomes a ghost. When the smoke drifts across the room, it carries every flower that never bloomed. The dealer folded without a sound, like he'd already lost this round. No celebration crossed my face. Victory rarely leaves a trace. Outside the city chased the dawn. Inside another myth lived on. Gold watches, diamond rings mean little when the telephone rings. Time respects no famous name. It binds us all with equal flame. Slow your heart, let the silence lead. Truth is more than words we read. Every promise has its price, paid in blood or sacrifice. Leave one chair beneath the light for those who vanished with the night. When the final chord begins to fade, only honor keeps its shade. I traded sleep for peace of mind, found neither easy to define. The mirror showed a tired man, still standing where it all began. A lonely guitar bent toward the sky, holding notes that refused to die. If fate should knock before first light, she'll find me dressed for one more night. Slow your heart, don't fear the dark. Every soul must leave its mark. Not with diamonds, not with gold, but with a story quietly told. When the whiskey is gone at last, leave the bottle with the past. Close the door, extinguish the flame. The smoke already knows my name. No last request, no curtain call, just a hat on the table, a glass half full, and footsteps fading before anyone notices they're gone. First pour hit the crystal slow, like a secret only whiskey knows. The room stayed faithful to the dark, every face a faded photograph. My coat still carried winter's scent, along with every warning scent. No one reached before I spoke, Silence always held the vote. You don't command the room by force. You become the room, of course. Dead men leave quiet rooms behind. Empty glasses, heavier minds. Every promise wears a scar. No matter who you think you are, take your time, don't chase the night. The moon respects a steady stride. When the blue guitar starts to weep, even wolves forget to speak. The bartender knew not to ask. He'd seen too many suited masks. Smoke climbed slow above the flame, like it was spelling out my name outside. The engines hummed in tune beneath the cold, indifferent moon inside. One glance across the bar could settle things without a scar. The cleanest hands rarely survive. The strongest hearts stay dignified. Dead men leave quiet rooms behind. The living ghosts are harder to find. Every handshake hides a choice. Some made without a voice. Drinking neat and wear the cost. Every empire keeps a loss. When the snare breaks through the haze, the truth cuts clean in different ways. I stopped counting enemies, started measuring loyalties. Gold grows dull beneath the dust. Only names survive through trust. The guitar answered low and long, like regret inside a song. One slow bend, one final sigh, enough to let old memories die. Dead men leave quiet rooms behind. Legends leave a state of mind. Every shadow knows my pace. Every mile has marked my face. Leave my glass beside the flame. No speech is carved beside my name. When the dawn unlocks the sky, I'll already be gone. Not defeated, not forgiven. Just another gentleman who understood that silence is the last man standing. No heroes, no villains, only smoke, leather, a slow burning cigarette, and the sound of authority walking out the door. He shut behind my back, leaving daylight off the map. Crystal caught the ember flame. Nobody here was quite the same. A black tie hiding yesterday, a quiet debt I couldn't pay. Every face beneath the glow learned that less is more to know. The sharpest mind never rushes fate. The strongest hand knows how to wait. Leave the smoke to tell my tale. Truth survives where words can fail. Every shadow keeps its place. Every scar remembers grace. Pour it slow, don't break the night. Darkness always judges right. When the last blue note hangs alone, every king must walk back home. Polished empty dreams. Nothing here was what it seemed. Old oak whispered through the years, soaking up forgotten fears. Outside the rain erased the street, washing footprints from defeat. Inside every measured breath sounded like a deal with death. Dull beneath the dust, only character outlives rust. Leave the smoke to tell my tale. Steel is quiet, never frail. Every promise carved in stone echoes long after we're gone. Raise no banner, claim no prize. Power lies behind the eyes. When the whiskey meets the flame, silence answers every name. Mirror war, strangers stare. One I taught not to despair. Every lesson cost its due. Every loss revealed the truth. The guitar breathed one aching cry, holding midnight to the sky. One long bend, one fading sigh, like the sound of never asking why. Leave the smoke to tell my tale. I'll be gone before it knows. No farewell, no revenge, just the glow of a dying ember, the weight of an honest silence, and a gentleman leaving nothing behind but smoke. Dressed in smoking gold, where every lie was bought and sold. No one asked where I'd been. Some stories never let you in. A glass of bourbon, dark and neat, the sound of leather, measured feet. Every face the light was hiding something from the night. The finest suits can't hide the soul. Every scar still takes its toll. Keep your hands where they belong. Power never shouts for long. Every whisper cuts like steel, sharper than the wounds we heal. Raise your glass, but spare the cheer. Victory disappears each year. When the smoke begins to rise, only truth survives the lies. The dealer turned another card. Luck was never working hard. Fortune only knows one rule: time makes every king a fool. The rain kept falling down outside, like it knew what men could hide. Streetlights painted silver lines across a city full of crimes. Every promise has a cost. Watch the years collect like dust, covering every dream and trust. The mirror showed familiar eyes, still refusing compromise. The guitar cried one endless note, like a prayer caught inside my throat. If fate should call before first light, she'll find me standing, dressed in black tonight. Keep your heart beneath control. Don't let bitterness take your soul. Every shadow knows my name, but none can make me bow in shame. When the last slow chord is played, and every day has finally been paid, leave one life the wall for the men who never learned to fall. No medals, no mercy, just smoke in the air. A half-empty glass and another gentleman walking out before the sunrise. Match burned down between my hands, like every promise, every plan. The room stood quiet, dressed in gray. Another night to give away. Old oak carried whiskey stains, along with years that time couldn't tame. No one here was dressed to lose, only hiding different truths. The coldest steel is forged in flame. The quietest man remembers every name. Walk easy, let the darkness lead. Power grows when no one's seen. Every heartbeat marks its claim. Every scar forgets the pain. Leave the smoke to hide my face. Time will never win this race. When the guitar calls my soul, the blues remember what I know. The dealer reached with careful grace, never looking at my face. He counted cards, I counted years, measured life in doubts and fears. Outside the rain rehearsed goodbye. Silver rivers crossed the sky. Inside the bass refused to sleep, holding secrets buried deep. Luck belongs to passing trains, honor stays when nothing remains. Walk easy, let the darkness lead. Silence gives a man what he needs. Every whisper bends like wire, cooling down another fire. Raise no glass above your head. Drink to those the night is kept. When the final backbeat falls, only echoes fill these halls. The mirror offered one last glance, a man who never trusted chance. Every wrinkle, every line signed its name beneath the time. The guitar answered low and slow, speaking truths I'd never told. One long note refused to fade, like a death that time still made. Walk easy, don't outrun the night. Some victories don't need the light. Every kingdom turns to dust, only character earns our trust. Leave my chair against the wall. Don't remember me at all. Just let the smoke drift toward the dawn, like I was never truly gone. One last ember, one last chord, one last chord. The room falls silent, the city keeps breathing, and somewhere beyond the morning rain, another gentleman keeps walking. The room stood still before I crossed the floor, like it had heard my footsteps once before. No introductions, no need for names. Tonight we're all pretending we're the same. A cigarette burned slow beside my glass, watching another midnight come to pass. Every gentleman knows when not to speak. The strongest cards belong to those who keep. Patience wears a sharper blade than pride. The longest road is walked from the inside. Hold your fire, let the silence breathe. Truth grows strongest underneath. Every shadow knows the shape I cast. Some things are built to outlast the past. Raise your glass, but never lose your aim. Honor weighs much more than fame. When the smoke climbs into midnight bloom, the night decides what's false and true. Old oak tables carried whispered wars. Every scratch remembered who they were for. Velvet curtains hid the city's cries, while fortune changed beneath familiar eyes. A silver watch refused to race the dawn, knowing every kingdom carries on. The finest suit can't hide a restless soul. Every polished boot has crossed hot coals. The loudest threat is quickly gone. A quiet man lives longest after dawn. Hold your fire, let the silence breathe. Steel bends slower than belief. Every promise carved into the night is measured by the morning light. Leave one chair beside the flame for every friend who never came. When the last slow note hangs in the air, only ghosts remember who was there. I never asked the moon for grace, only enough darkness to keep my place. The mirror offered no applause, only the weight of forgotten laws. A lonely guitar answered every sigh, holding notes that refuse to die. If destiny knocks upon this door, she'll find I've been expecting her before. Hold your fire, keep your word. Power strongest when unheard. Every empire turns to dust, only character survives the rust. Leave the bottle where it stands, don't explain what no one understands. When the lights grow thin and the band plays low, a gentleman leaves before they know. No farewell, no victory song, just polished shoes. A fading ember and the sound of another promise disappearing into the smoke. don't begin with a song. They begin with someone taking the seat beside you. He placed his hat upon the bar, like a man setting down another year. The room wore velvet, smoke and amber, as if the night had tailored itself to disappear. No introduction, just two glasses catching candlelight, and an old guitar tracing circles around everything. Neither of us would say. Outside, the rain on every street inside. The bass kept time for hearts too proud to break out loud. A stranger knows nothing about you. Sometimes that's exactly why you tell him the truth. There's a glass between two strangers, not a wall, not a bridge, just enough distance to choose respectful trust. Some can shake your hand, some can change your life, and neither one needs to know the other's last name. He turned the ring on his finger once, then smiled at something far away. Funny thing about regret, he said it always arrives dressed to certainty. The bartender looked up, poured another round, then walked away. He understood that wisdom should never be interrupted. The guitar answered with one long bend, like it had been waiting for those words all evening. Youth believes every road leads somewhere it just covered. Some roads exist only to teach you who keeps walking after the map stops making sense. That's when pride finally loosens its grip, and peace finds an empty chair. The snare fell like a closing door. The bass breathed once, nobody moved. There's a glass between two strangers. By the end of the night, there wasn't only two men watching the rain. Forget every footprint outside the door. We paid the bill not at once. Walked in opposite direction, never expecting to meet again. Some friendship don't need another evening. One honest conversation can echo for the rest of a lifetime. The bartender cleared the glasses, he left the chairs exactly where they were, as if he knew someone else would need them tomorrow night. Rain arrived before the evening crowd, drawing silver lines across the street. A man in black stepped through the swinging door, leaving nothing but the weather at his feet. The bartender poured without a single word. Some faces don't require introductions. He lifted up the glass, but not the pain. Some burdens lose their names, never their weight. Every mirror tells the truth to anyone willing to stand there long enough. The devil never raised his voice, he never had to. Temptation always speaks like an old friend who remembers your first name. It promises comfort, it rents out certainty and sends the bill years later. A cigarette surrender to the night, its ember fading like a tired confession. Across the room, an old guitar replied, saying more with one note than most men do with lifetimes. I watched the smoke erase another face. Maybe memory was never meant to stay forever. Maybe mercy looks exactly like forgetting. Refusing to fall. Now I know courage is walking back into the same morning, still choosing honesty when deception would be easier, still choosing grace when bitterness knows the shorter road. The glass grows empty, the room grows quiet, The heart learns the difference. The devil never raised his voice. Life didn't either. Neither one needed to shout. The deepest wounds are out politely. The strongest souls leave just as quietly. When this song becomes another echo, don't remember whether I won. Remember only this: I never sold my peace for the price of being admired. By closing time, the rain had stopped. The street was still wet. Some storms take longer to leave the ground. To leave the ground. Nobody ever asks where the smoke goes. Above the bourbon, curled around the hanging lights, then disappeared into the dark beams that held the ceiling together. Just like names, just like promises, just like the sound of shoes walking away without looking back. The band found a slow groove, as if the night had finally remembered its own heartbeat. Some things vanish, not because they're weak, because they were never meant to be held forever. Where the smoke goes, I cannot follow. It belongs to every word I swallow. Every door I close gently, every goodbye that deserved more silence than sorrow. If memory has a country, smoke knows the way home. Through the floorboards, steady as an old man's promise. The guitar answered with one long note, not asking for attention, only understanding. Across the room, an elderly couple danced without speaking. They weren't counting steps, they were counting years that had chosen to stay. man on the table beside the empty glass, and walked out with lighter hands. The city kept its noise, the club kept its music. I kept only what could survive without either. Where the smoke goes, let it carry everything that no longer belongs to me. The pride, the blame, the questions that never deserved answers. Leave me the worn leather shoes, the slow guitar, the honest night, and one more chorus strong enough to outlive the silence. By sunrise, the smoke was gone. The song somehow was still there. The night owes nobody. It only keeps what we leave behind. Side shut behind the rain as another evening took its seat. Amber light settled on warm mahogany, soft enough to forgive every scar. The bartender knew my order before my shadow reached the bar. Not because I came too often, because some habits become part of the furniture. The guitar breathed a lonely phrase in the room, leaned in to listen. A man grows older the way leather does, not by avoiding the weather, but by surviving it. The night owes nobody, not another chance, not another dance, not another hand to hold. He gives us one slow song, a little borrowed light, and just enough silence to hear who we've become when no one's watching. Old photographs slipped from a wallet, landing face down on the floor. I picked it up, didn't turn it over. Some memories deserve privacy, even after they've been lost across the room. A woman closed her eyes as the band settled into the blues. She wasn't listening to the music, she was listening to the ears hidden inside it. Demand another answer now. I Most of them were never asking to be solved, only heard. One heartbeat, one bass line, one guitar, holding a note long enough for the truth to arrive. It keeps opening its doors to the broken, the faithful, the tired, and the ones who no longer pretend to be anything else. If this is all life ever promised, then pour one more measure of honest blues. Leave the lights low, let the guitar speak first. I recognize myself somewhere between the last chord and the silence. Morning never defeated the night. It simply waited until the music had finished talking. Yesterday keeps knocking. I stopped living at that address. The club open like it always had. Slow hinges, low lights, polished oak. Piano rested in the corner, waiting for a story worth believing. My coat carried the scent of rain. My shoes remembered older streets. The bartender poured without asking. Some men become regulars, others become part of the room. The first guitar note drifted through the smoke, not searching, just arriving. You don't outrun the past, you outgrow the shoes you wore while chasing it. I owe no debt to yesterday. It took its share, it taught its lessons. We're even now. Keep the broken promises, keep the sleepless nights, keep every road that ended where it began. I'll keep the man who walked back without bitterness. A woman crossed the floor in a midnight blue dress, elegant enough to be remembered, confident enough not to care. Smiled at the band, closed her eyes, and let the blues do what words never could across the room. An old gentleman folded his newspaper, finished his drink, and tipped his hat to no one in particular. Some gestures are made for life itself. so you can stay warm without applause. The kick never hurried, the bass never doubted. The guitar held one note until regret forgot its own name. I owe no debt to yesterday, no apology, no explanation, no second trial. This heart has already paid in full. If tomorrow pulls up another chair, I'll welcome it with clean hands, a slower smile, and enough room for one more honest song. The rain had stopped, the window still carried its fingerprints. Some nights leave quietly, some leave wiser, some leave wiser. The cashier gave me too much change. I handed every coin back. She smiled like honesty had become an unusual event that stayed with me. Not because of the money, because somewhere along the way, doing the ordinary right started looking extraordinary. The world keeps score with numbers. The soul never learned how to count. What if a good life isn't written in headlines or carved into marble? What if it's hidden inside 1,000 moments no one applauds? A door held open, a promise kept, a name spoken with kindness after everyone else has forgotten it. There was an old mechanic on the edge of town. His hands couldn't stop shaking, but engines still listened to him. He said, anything built with care can feel whether you're rushing. I never forgot it. People are much different. the sea. Well, I'm raising its voice. When my chair stands empty, don't ask how much I own. Ask where the strangers felt lighter after crossing my path. Whether I left more truth than noise, more warmth than pride, more reasons to believe this tired old world still deserves another sunrise. Some men leave behind their fortune, others leave behind the way they made an ordinary day feel worth remembering. Every room keeps a secret. Some just learn to keep it longer. The old bar carried another night's confession, hidden beneath the polish and the grain. A worn-out hat rested beside my glass, like it had nowhere left to travel. Shuffled yesterday into tomorrow's hands. Funny how chance always dresses like destiny. The cards never lied, only the men holding them. The house always remembers every promise made too quickly, every truth sold too cheaply. You can leave the table, you can change your name, but somewhere the echo of your choices is still waiting for your footsteps. Laughed across the room, soft as velvet, sharp as broken crystal. She wore confidence, the way old cities wear rain. Without trying, our eyes met for less than a second, long enough to understand neither of us was looking to be rescued. Too expensive, when proving yourself costs more than being misunderstood. That's the night a man stops chasing victories and starts protecting his peace. Outside, the rain washed the streets clean. Inside, nothing needed cleaning except memory. The house always remembers, not who won, not who lost, only who stayed honest. After the lights grew dim, if fortune never shook my hand, I hope she found mine already occupied, holding a glass, a quiet song, and nothing I couldn't afford to lose. The last chair scraped the wooden floor. The last note hung in the air. Some places never ask you to come back. They simply wait, as though they knew you always would. Power fills a room. Character remains after it empties. Bourbon called the candlelight, turning amber into something older. A record spun beneath the dust, it scratches older than the song itself. The man at the end of the bar wore a suit that fit him perfectly. Success perhaps, or years of learning how to carry disappointment without a wrinkle in the fabric. The guitar leaned into a single note, no hurry. The truth never arrives out of breath. Every crown looks lighter from across the room. Every king eats alone, because no one loves him, 'cause every choice reserves a chair no one else can sit in. Gold buys company, never understanding, and when the room grows quiet, only the man remains with the echo of his own decisions. A waiter replaced the melting ice without interrupting the silence. Grace often looks like that, knowing exactly when not to become part of someone else's story. Outside, rain polished the boulevard until every street light looked like a memory. Trying one last time to be forgiven. Inside, the bass held the floor together while the guitar refused to let the night lose its pulse. deserve his voice. The snare stood firm, the kick kept walking, the guitar finished the sentence. No one spoke. No one spoke. Every king eats alone sooner or later. The question is, what sits across from him? Pride still asking to be fed, or gratitude quietly raising a glass to everything that never needed to belong in order to matter. If I earn any title before the lights go out, let it be this: a man who left every room a little calmer than he found it. The last glass caught the dawn. For a moment it looked like ordinary light had learned to wear gold. Black rain on velvet shoes, street light fading into blue. I walking slow, like a man who knows some doors close and never move. Low room, red glow, whiskey neat. Old ghosts breathing with the beat. That six-string side cuts through the air like a secret too sharp to keep. I don't talk much, I let the silence show. Some hearts go cold, but still burn low. Black rain on velvet shoes tonight. Deep blue sorrow under dim gold light. Calm voice, slow flame, hand steady still. Trying to outrun what I always feel. She left like smoke, clean and thin, but the night kept circling back again. And every shadow in this room rings true. Black rain on velvet shoes. Her bright bass moves dark and deep, like a promise I could never keep. Kick lands hard, snare holds firm, a private ache in a tailored world. Roads stay low like a warning sign, soft and heavy behind each line. And the guitar answers when I pause, like it knows where the damage lies. I don't ask why, I don't chase the end. I wear my pain like a second skin. Black rain on velvet shoes tonight. Deep blue sorrow under dim gold light. Calm voice, slow flame, and steady still. Trying to outrun what I always feel. She left like smoke, clean and thin, but the night kept circling back again. And every shadow in this room rings true. Black rain on velvet shoes. One long note bends through the dark like a match held close to a tired heart. No grand goodbye, no broken scene, just an empty glass and a space between. If love was fire, it burned with style. Now all that's left is the after smile. Black rain on velvet shoes tonight. Old wounds shining in the low-lit night. Deep baritone, cool and controlled, covering embers that still won't fold. She took the warmth, left the stain. Now every slow chord brings her name, and the dark keeps moving like it always knew. Black rain on velvet shoes. Black rain falling, soft and slow, on the kind of man who never shows how much of him we're missing too. Black rain on velvet shoes. Blue ash in the after hours, low gold light on the liquor towers. I take my seat with a quiet grace, like a man still learning to leave no trace. The guitar leans with a slow deep cry, one long bend under a tighter sky, and the room holds still when the first note falls, like it knows what memory calls. I keep it measured, I keep it straight. Some hearts go under without a way. Blue ash in the after hours tonight. Deep dark feeling in a velvet light. Calm voice steady, cool and strong, living with what still hangs on. She left her shape in the smoke and blue. Now every slow chord pulls me through, and the dark moves close like it always does. Blue ash in the after hours. Upright bass rolls low and wide, pressed to the kick like a second tide. Snare stays firm on the backbeat line, clean and cold in the perfect time. Roads lie low with a sparse dark hue, soft as doubt, heavy as truth. ticks with a quiet hand, like late night clocks that understand. I don't reach backward, I don't explain. I wear the silence like a private chain. Blue ash in the after hours tonight, deep dark feeling in a velvet light. Convoy steady, cool and strong, living with what still hangs on. She left her shape in the smoke and blue. Now every slow chord pulls me through, and the dark moves close like it always does. Blue ash in the after hours. One slow line from the center string feels like lost with a polished ring. No loud goodbye, no shattered frame, just a lowly room and a lingering name. If love was fire, it burned with class. Now all that's left is blue ash in the after hours tonight. Old wounds glowing in the noir soft light. Let your steady, restrained but sure, holding what won't find a cure. She took the warmth, left the trace. Now every low chord keeps a place, and the room leans in when the last notes pass. Blue ash in the after hours. Blue ash falling soft and slow on the kind of man who never shows how much of him the midnight has. Blue ash in the after hours. Blue ash in the after hours. The mirror kept her outline in the gold edge of closing time. A low-lit room, a borrowed glow, and the kind of ache that moves slow. My chair sits deep in the corner shade, like a habit, pain, and pride both made. The guitar leeches one long tone and turns the dark into something known. I keep my jaw set, I keep my hands still. Some nights there's nothing but take their fill. The mirror kept her outline tonight in the amber drift and the softened light. Deep or steady, cutting clean, holding back what still lives between. She left no letter, no grand excuse, just a trace in the air I can't refuse. And every slow chord draws the proof. The mirror kept her outline. The bass moved low like a closing gate, heavy and sure with a patient weight. Kick lands round at the center line. Snare comes down with a cold straight spine. Road stays spare in the back of the room. Dark little clouds of a private gloom. Hi-hat ticks like a watch gone thin, while the sixth string answers where I've been. I don't lean backward, I don't force grace. I let the silence keep her place. The mirror kept her out tonight, in the amber drip and the softened light. Deep voice steady, cut and clean, holding back what still is between. She left no letter, no grand excuse, just a trace in the air I can't refuse. And every slow chord draws the proof. The mirror kept her outline, one hell bent from the center lead. Sounds like warm with no relief. No broken bottle, no raised demand, just a polished cup and an empty hand. If love went quiet, stay close by, in the silver glass and the tired eye. The mirror kept her outline tonight, old warm fading through the velvet light. Bedroom firm with a guarded ache, still standing tall for composure's sake. She took the fire, left the hue. Now every low note pulls me through, and the whole room stills when the deep notes bloom. The mirror kept her outline. The mirror kept her outline there, in the smoke, the wood, the midnight air. No loud farewell, no harsh decline, just the mirror keeping her outline, keeping her outline. There's a gold light dying on the edge of the bar, a low glass trembling like a tired old heart. My shadow leans long in the red lit room, like a man who learned how to make silence bloom. The guitar drips slow from the center stage, one bitter line at a measured pace, and every note bends like it's seen my past, like it knows what broke and what still won't pass. I don't speak loud, I let the dark talk back. A man like me don't break, just crack. Velvet smoke confession in a room gone still. I wear my wounds like a gentleman will. Low voice, cold drink, eyes like rain, holding my ground in the blue lit pain. She left me the night, she kept the flame. Now every slow chord says her name, and the band plays on like nothing changed. Velvet smoke confession. Upright bass walks under my skin, heavy and clean like a buried sin. Kick drum lands like a heart-closed door, snare cuts through like a private war. I saw her ghost in the mirrored wall, in the way the chandelier let the shadows fall. She had that look that can ruin grace, then leave a kingdom without a trace. I don't beg fate, I don't curse the end, I just let the whiskey and the midnight blend. Velvet smoke confession in a room gone still. I wear my wounds like a gentleman will. Low voice, cold drink, eyes like rain, holding my ground in the blue lit pain. She left me the night, she kept flame. Now every slow chord says her name, and the band plays on like nothing changed. Velvet smoke confession. Slow bend on the sixth string, cuts through the haze like a knife made of memory, pulling old days. I gave her the best that a broken man could, but some loves leave cleaner than mercy ever would. Velvet smoke confession, let the whole room hear how a calm man carries loss for years. Deep blues heartbeat, steadiest in a quiet kind of hurt beneath the skin. She left me the dark, she took the dawn. Still I wear this suit and carry on, while the last note burns and the crowd moves on. Velvet smoke confession. So pour one more for the things I hide, for the king of eight with nowhere to ride. That guitar knows what I became, a man with style, a voice with pain. Last glass before the dawn, low room nearly gone, chairs pushed in, smoke gone thin, night losing what had held me in. The guitar speaks soft and spare, one last line across the air. A bright bass moves deep and slow, like something only dark could know. I came in heavy, I leave out light. Some wounds stay with you but lose their bite. Last glass before the dawn. Oh, flame fading but I'm moving on. Deep voice steady, clean and low, leaving with more than I came to know. She left her trace but not my name. Time kept the smoke, not all the flame. Falls back when the last notes fall. Last glass before the dawn. Kick stays round, snare cuts clean, soft hi-hat ticking through what's been. Roads lie low like morning rain, cool on the wood, easy on the pain. No more chasing what won't stay, no more living yesterday. Just one man in a quiet suit, standing where the night turned true. I don't need answers, I don't need proof. Some doors close softly, that's enough truth. The last glass before the dawn. Oh, flame fading but I'm moving on. Deep voice steady, clean and low, leaving with more than I came to know. She left her trace, but not my name. Time kept the smoke, not all the flame. And the room falls back when the last notes fall. Last glass before the dawn. One long bend from the centered string, not sad now, just remembering. No grand ending, no big goodbye, just morning waiting on the other side. If love last glass before the dawn. Last glass down, cool back on. Blue room, quiet night, near gone. No hard feeling, no curtain call. Just the kind of peace that comes after all.
Cold gold in the smoke tonight. A half-drawn curtain, a low warm light. I sit where the shadows lean and stay, like they know I was built this way. My glass stays still in a careful hand, like a man who bends but always stands. The guitar line falls slow and clean across the dark and silver steam. I keep it quiet, I keep it smooth. Some men lose love, then learn the blues. Cold gold in the smoke tonight. Deep cut sorrow under velvet light. Low voice, steady eyes gone dim, holding the hate far under the skin. She left her trace in the air I breathe, in the soft black space she gave to me. And every slow note tells the truth. Cold gold in the smoke. The bright bass rolls thick and low, like a river only night can know. Kick comes down with a guarded wave. Snare stays sharp like controlled restraint. Roads lay dark beneath the flame, soft as memory, hard as blame. Hi-hat barely lifts the air, just enough to say she's still there. I don't reach back, I don't ask why. I let the room hold what I hide. Cold gold in the smoke tonight. Deep cut sorrow under velvet light. Low voice, steady eyes gone dim, holding the ache far under the skin. She left her trace in the air I breathe, in the soft black space she gave to me. And every slow note tells the truth. Cold gold in the smoke. No final plea, just a clean dark suit and a memory. If grace was near, it passed me by. Now all I trust is the midnight sky. Cold gold in the smoke tonight. Old flames fading in a wild blue light. Calm and heavy, slow and sure, carrying what won't find a cure. She took the warmth, left the frame. Now every low chord shapes her name, and the dark moves close like an old truth should. Go, go, go. the smoke. Cold gold on the glass and floor. A quiet man wanted nothing more than one more breath before the blue turns all this pain into something true. Blue flame in the corner booth, half-lit glass and a tired truth. The room stays still, the hour stays late, like it learned how to imitate fate. My coat hangs dark on the back of the chair. Smoke draws lines through the logoed air. That guitar falls in, slow and wise, and touches the place where the old hurt lies. I keep it neat, I keep it calm. Some nights cut deep without alarm. Blue flame in the corner booth tonight. Deep noir heart under soft dim light. Low voice steady, cool and slow, carrying what I never show. She left her shape in the midnight blue. Now every long note pulls me through, and the dark sits close like it always knew. Blue flame in the corner booth. Upright bass with a heavy sway, moves like time I can't outrun away. Kick stays round with a measured weight. Snare lands straight like controlled restraint. Road stay low in the back of the room, soft as velvet, dark as perfume. Hi-hat barely stirs the air, just enough to say she's there. I don't reach back, I don't force the past. I let the silence do what lasts. Blue flame in the corner booth tonight. Deep noir heart under soft dim light. Low voice steady, cool and slow, carrying what I never show. She left her shape in the midnight blue. Now every long note pulls me through, and the dark sits close like it always knew. Blue flame in the corner booth. One long bend from the center string sounds like a loss with a silver ring. No loud goodbye, no broken frame, just a low warm room and a lingering name. If love was grace, it passed me by, but style stays clean when the soul runs dry. Blue flame in the corner booth tonight. Old smoke turning in the amber light. Deep baritone, restrained but firm, living with what still returns. She took the warmth, left the trace. Now every slow chord keeps a place, and the room leans in when the deep notes move. Blue flame
on a man the night still listens to. No grand words, no sudden truth, just blue flame in the corner booth.
Silver dust on the blue lampshade, a slow last glow where the evening fades. I step in clean with a quiet stare, like I left half my life somewhere. The room breathes low in a velvet line, old wood, dark glass, and borrowed time. The guitar leans through the smoky air and answers things I never share. I keep it close, I keep it cool. Some hearts break hard, mine learn the rule. Silver dust on the blue lamplight, deep cut feeling in the late night quiet. Low voice, steady hands at ease, holding the weight with a kind of peace. She left a trace where the shadows move. Now every slow chord finds the bruise, and the dark stays near like it always does. Silver dust on the blue lamp. Upright bass with a heavy glide, locked in deep with the pulse inside. Kick comes round with a guarded force, snare stays firm on a straight back course. Roads lie low like a midnight floor, soft and still at the center chord. Hi-hat breeze with a careful grace, barely there but it frames the space. I don't ask much, I don't press time, I let the night finish the line. Silver dust on the blue lamplight, deep cut feeling in the late night quiet. Low voice, steady hands at ease, holding the weight with a kind of peace. She left a trace where the shadows move. Now every slow chord finds the bruise, and the dark stays near like it always does. Silver dust on the blue lamp. One long bend from the centered string feels like a vow with a broken ring. No hard goodbye, no falling scene, just a polished shoe in a space between. If love turned cold, it kept its style. Now I wear the ache with a measured smile. Silver dust on the blue lamplight, old flame flickering in a more soft night. Deep baritone, calm and sure, carrying what won't find a cure. She took the warmth, left the frame. Now every low line shapes a name, and the room leans in when the slow notes pass. Silver dust on the blue lamp. Silver dust and an empty chair, the quiet truth still hanging there. I let it fade, but not too far.
Some nights he'll slow beneath a star.